Welcome, Taurus, to your December 2019 reading. Guys, I was particularly drawn to the energy of Carmelian. I have a Carmelian heart, I have a Carmelian angel, and a little piece of the stone here. It's really interesting. As I was meditating, I was really hearing to use some kind of a crystal energy for these December readings. And Carmelian is fascinating. It restores vitality, it brings us motivation, stimulates creativity, kind of supports us in making positive life choices. It really motivates us into success, actually. And if we are going through a transition, it can actually help us to kind of find the courage to go through the wobbles that I think we get in times of transition. I'm not suggesting you're all wobbling, but I think it's just a human thing. I think we do. So there we go. That's the kind of energy that's supporting this reading for you guys for December 2019. Welcome back to anyone who is a part of the amazing community that we're building here. Guys, you are just utterly awesome. I cannot tell you how blown away I am by your feedback, your likes, your shares, and just the way you share your own aspects of your own journey. You are utterly amazing. Anyone that is new, welcome to our community. And I put a lot of free resources into the world. Do check out the information box below because the details are all there. I give away a free private reading to one of my subscribers each month. In the build up to Christmas, I'm probably going to give away a couple of extra ones, I think. I just think Christmas is a time of giving. So I'm also going to be having a bit of a big Christmas giveaway. I'm going to be giving away 10 copies of my new diary, the Art of Manifestation Astro-Moon Diary for 2020. I'm going to be giving away 10 copies in the first week of December. So watch out for the announcements, and then I'll be letting you know what the giveaway will be in the second week, because I'm going to do stuff all the way up to the build up to Christmas. Let me just put that over there out of our way. So guys, aside from that, anyone that's interested in the diary, I don't want to speak about it and take up time for the reading, but I'll put a little video on the end of this reading for anyone that is interested in learning how we can use the energy, the incoming astrological energy, in the way that we manifest. So guys, we're going to draw 4 runes. We have our first rune, fertility. This is a rune of great power, and I'm just tying in with the chameleon energy again, actually, because it's like the energy of fertility. It is almost a transitionary energy around it. It requires the completion of beginnings. So, for example, if I were writing a book and I'd written the introduction and maybe the first chapter, it would almost be advising me to kind of go back and edit those before I continued. So if you have started something, or you're in a phase of growth or a phase of transition, something needs to be kind of wrapped up before you can step fully into the next stage. But it is a rune of fertility. It's a rune of promise. The energy around it is of success, connecting into Carnelian again. Magical energy, and it kind of suggests that you have to fertilize the ground for your own deliverance, if that makes sense. Hence the kind of completion of beginnings. Okay, we have the rune of gateway, and we have the rune of opening. Very interesting collaboration, I'm going to say. So the rune of gateway it's like an invitation to pause and to reflect. Not so much on exactly where you are now, but it's a bigger reflection. It's like a pause to look back at where you've come from, to really recognize every aspect of the learning, before you then step through the gateway into a new phase of life. So it ties in beautifully with the energy of fertility, completion of beginnings. It may be for some of you that it's not an actual something that has to be completed, more a state of mind is what I'm hearing. If you've undergone a lot of transitions, and to be honest, most of the Tauruses I know, 2019, this has been a year of, I don't know, it's almost like every time you think you know where you're going, something happens and you either change course or you have to make adjustments. It's perhaps more the theme, but one way or the other, it hasn't been a year where it's just felt like it's all go, which is interesting because then we get the energy of openings, a morning of activities. Openings is renewed clarity, understanding your direction, knowing where you want to go, having a clearer vision. So I would say whatever transition you guys have been going through, whether it's a big one or a small one, I think December becomes a turning point for you. And it opens up new possibilities. Part of the opening up of that is that you yourself regain clarity within yourself. I think when we're chopping and changing or dealing with transitions or dealing with upheaval, we don't have the energy to really vision in and get focused on moving in one particular direction. Our energy is kind of dissipated almost, or slightly split in different directions. But this suggests a refocus, a coming together of energy, a completion of a phase. And as I said, the key here is this leaning into the learning, which means you move forwards. And I'm just loving the connection with the carnelian, which is the restoring, I always call it carmelian actually, but I think that's just it. It's adaptable. That's exactly its energy. It's very, very adaptable. A bit like a carmelian, it changes its colours. The energy of this sees you through those wobbles. You hold your own strength. You are adaptable, you're versatile. So very powerful, very lovely. It's life and vitality. That's the energy around. Let's draw our last rune. Okay, we have the rune of signals. This is the equivalent of the magician in the tarot pack. It's the card of manifestation. It's the card of communication. It's symbolised by the planet of Mercury, the winged messenger of the gods. Now, interestingly enough, just like Mercury, when it goes into retrograde, can bring all sorts of upheaval, but if we rise above the frustrations of that and recognise that any upheaval is there for a purpose, although I'm not getting upheaval, I feel that's sort of almost a past energy here. What I am hearing is that you're being requested, quite strongly requested actually, to be aware of signs, signals, synchronicities. Be particularly alert to unexpected meetings, conversations. They could be opening new doorways for you. I think it's a month where not only do you complete some phase of transition, but the energy is with you to ride into a space of clarity, vision and direction. And signals, signs are potentially going to be given to you. So just be on the lookout, not so much walking around constantly looking to see if you can see something or make sense of something, but it is about our awareness of being present and our openness to see everything as, if we look at everything through the eyes of possibility, that's what I would be saying. In fact, I might actually maybe title this reading, when I put it up onto the channel, I might title it that, living through the eyes of possibility. So let's put our runes out of the way, and I'll put these up here first of all, and then I'm actually going to draw from one of my oldest packs. In fact, it is the oldest pack of tarot cards that I have. I've had the runes even longer actually. Guys, just for those of you, quite a lot of people have been asking what cards I use. We now have on my website a page that is dedicated to all of the cards that I use, and also if I reference any books, sometimes a quote comes to mind, something that I found inspirational. If I do that, I will make I will make a point of putting the reference, the source of reference, or the book there so you can find it. So every single pack of cards and the runes that I use is listed with photographs. So if there are any that you really feel you would like to be using yourself and you're not sure what they are, you should be able to find them without any difficulty. So let's dive into the cards and see what they show for Taurus. Ooh, leaping out. Wow, guys, this is new beginnings, this is new clarity, crystal clear intentions, energy around for you to be able to, I'm going to also say be discerning. In terms of transition, yeah, if you, the crossing the T's, the dotting the I's, the completion of beginnings, don't, I want to say don't be pulled back. We're so easily, I won't say just pull back, but any transition involves us having to let go of something. And sometimes, you know, a part of us is reticent to, even if we want to step into the new. So just sort of be mindful of that energy. So yeah, crystal clear intentions. I think that the clearer you are about what you want, I think the more the universe is going to orchestrate around you. Wow, guys. We then have the Ace of Pentacles. Wow, 2 aces. This is huge, huge energy in terms of new beginnings. Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings, careers, money, finances, new direction in any aspect of what I would call your material life. Sometimes this says new surges of energy, of resources. Sometimes money even comes to you in small amounts to get something going, to be able to move forwards. It's very much, yeah, I would use the word resources, because sometimes it can come in the form of money. Sometimes you see it could be a gift, a signal, a signpost. Somebody opens a doorway for you. A chance meeting leads to another chance meeting. I mean, this is the kind of flavour that's around. It's all about getting motivated for success and holding the energy, the courage to be able to ride through the transition. And again, be really very clear about crossing the T's, dotting the I's, putting things down that really are no longer a part of where you're going, whatever that means for each of you in your own ways. Wow, guys, 6 of Cups. This is an interesting energy because there's an aspect of nostalgia here. But it's also, there's liberation with this card as well. It connects into what I was just saying about any transition involves a loss. When we step into some wonderful new aspect of life, or indeed we step into the unknown, whenever we move forwards, it involves a loss. It's how it is. And this is so connecting in with the energy of the runes, the gateway. This is like the energy of gateway. We pause and we sit and we reflect on where we've come from. And the reason this card carries the energy of liberation is because although there is an aspect of sadness in perhaps looking back at things that maybe didn't quite work out, it's liberating because we're not tied to them anymore. We're free to move on. We're free to make choices. So although, as I said, there is a tinge of sadness around this, it's a position of reflection that offers you a doorway, an opening, a gateway and an opening of absolute liberation from the past. So things are no longer going to cling to you, hence the need to cross the T's, dot the I's and put anything down that is no longer right for you. This is what enables you to gain clarity of vision. So I'm actually hearing a very clear message that some of you have been bogged down in what I would call fog, fear, obligation, guilt. And that's been connected, I think, into certain aspects of relationship for you. For some of you, it goes back to childhood connections. For others, it's been to do with partnership. For some, it may even be like a work setting where there have been colleagues who've kind of rather bulldozed you, or undermined you in some way, this is an opportunity to leave that position behind. Get crystal clear. You can see what people are doing, and that liberates you. There's a sadness, but you get to move beyond something. And this fertility, fertilise the ground for your own deliverance. Guys, invest in yourselves heavily, please, this month. That's a really big message here. Oh, the moon. So how many of you have itchy feet? How many of you are kind of... This is suggesting, again, rite of passage. This is a rite of passage. It's interesting because the card of the moon also says that sometimes we have to sort of dive into the unconscious. We dive into the darkness in order to come out into the light. And it's kind of, it's not darkness, horrible, despair. It's darkness as in the depths of our unconscious. But it's there that we find the answers. It's there that we discover true meaning. It's there that we really listen to our yearnings and our desires. Going back to the fog, fear, obligation, guilt, really heard that message loud and clear. And I think for some of you that has caused you to retreat in whatever aspect of your life that was playing out, and it will be different for each of you. Whatever aspect of your life that was playing out, it's caused you to retreat, and it is now time to transition out of that, hence the sadness, but with awareness. You've delved into the depths of your unconscious, you've understood, you gain clarity, and the clearer you are, the more the universe can literally orchestrate around you and support your move forwards. As I said, be very mindful. For some of you, the signals could be the illumination that you're looking for to bring you the clarity, to get you out of the fog. So if you're feeling in fog, as I said, fear, obligation, guilt, if someone is kind of gaslighting you or bluffing their way through or telling you something but your gut feeling says that doesn't feel right, and if you're still in that, then just look up, big on self-care. Look after yourself. Trust your intuition. It's not going to lie to you. I feel there's opportunity to become clear. I think for some of you, you already are. I think you've come through this. You've already done something of a transition, and it's as though this transition is now completing and new openings are coming, in which case then the messenger rune is bringing signals to help you to gain the clarity of a new direction. However you look at it, you are being brought an opportunity for clarity, but the signals will come in different ways. I'm now going to draw from another tarot pack, one of my old favourites. Oh, this is good. Success and abundance. This is a card of celebration. And the card of success is really connecting in again to the energy that we were lent by the carnelians. This is beautiful, but success is interesting because with this card in this pack, it does ask you to evaluate, okay? Evaluate what success really means to you. Get clear on what it is you desire. The universe wishes to support you. There's a very strong message here. I mean, I think that goes for all of us, but I honestly think sometimes it doesn't feel like it. And, you know, I think when we're going through trials and tribulations and difficulties, it's just tough. You know, there's only one way to say it, really. And transitions are hard. You know, they raise our anxiety. But you're asked to really evaluate what it is you're wanting. Think of your work-life balance. You know, 2 sixes, very powerful. 2 aces, very powerful. There's lots of evaluation to be done in order to empower you in getting crystal clear about what you desire. There's energy for new beginnings, and there is a request for a lot of reflection in order to create openings. The abundance card is lovely. This is free-flowing emotion. This is letting go of any emotional blocks that were holding you back and moving beyond it. This is the liberation that I was speaking of. Work, wonderful. Again, another 3. This is a card of reassurance. The card of works is, it has a message that says, if you get clear on what it is you desire and you commit to working at it, you make an absolute commitment to yourself, then with slow and steady progress, the outcome is assured. It's a very powerful message in this card. So again, 3s are like this. 3s are this sort of pause for celebration. We can look at how far we've come. It doesn't mean the work is complete, but we've completed the beginning of something. Very, very lovely energy. So I'm actually going to draw a couple of astrology cards next. We have the card of Saturn return, age. Now this is interesting because we are all being affected by the Saturn-Pluto collaboration. You know, we are being asked to let go of anything that no longer serves us, to let go of whether it's big structures and global institutions or whether it is internal beliefs and behaviour patterns. We are being asked to let go of anything that doesn't work for us, things that no longer serve us, things that hold us back. This is a card of wisdom. Saturn return, it is like we come of age. We come home to ourselves in one way or another. We come to a sense of realisation. We know where we are. Very, very lovely, because that's how we gain clarity. Wonderful energy again. Guys, give yourselves plenty of time to pause, to reflect, to evaluate. Be absolutely wide awake and alert to possibility, to openings, and just trust your gut feeling and your intuition every step of the way. This is rather lovely, guys. We have Venus, love, the card of love. Now, I'm going to say for some of you, this is a return to self-love. It's a return to knowing that you need to actually prioritise yourself. And also, when I talked about fear, obligation, guilt, I'm talking about the stuff that sort of gets given to us in the dynamics with other people. It's not something that you were born with. We don't arrive in the world with fear, obligation and guilt. It's something that we collect along the way, and you're being asked to release that. Some of you have definitely had a more recent experience that has activated. It may go back to childhood, but if it does, it was activated by something quite recently. That's what I'm hearing. Now, in terms of love, for those of you that are in an existing relationship, there's an opportunity to enter into a relationship with greater awareness. So you kind of move a step up in relationship. If you're looking for love, you do so with your eyes wide open, which is really, really great. And for those of you that are processing any kind of fear, obligation and guilt from within a relationship, I think you get to put that down. And I want to say, good. Because you get it down and it frees you to be able to, it's like you're ready for love. I think this, for some of you, is this completion of beginnings. I think you've been working through some aspect of a relationship that maybe didn't work out or left you with this residue, left you in the fog, and you've processed it enough now to be able to put it down, move beyond it. You're not having to retreat anymore. You're ready to come out of the unconscious retreat and into a space of light and new direction. I'm now actually going to draw from a tarot pack that connects into the dynamics of the people and the energy of people that are around you. Okay, we have the Ace of Water, Again, new beginnings. A lot of aces coming up here, guys. So many. Oh, I love this card. We have the Hero. Awesome. So let's talk first of all about the Ace of Water. This is wonderful. It's letting go of fear within relationship, opening yourself to love, taking a leap of faith, exciting new beginnings, free of fear. So it's such a gorgeous energy that is around you for a new beginning. This is really interesting because I think for some of you, someone does come into your world actually who they're the kind of person that actually helps to heal the issues that maybe the fear, obligation, guilt stuff, the fog that has influenced you before. You see, I think it's such a human thing that we experience our biggest hurts and difficulties within relationship. It's a human thing. But you know, it's also within relationship that we find our biggest space of healing sometimes. You know, other people can come in and help us to repair. Ultimately, we have to repair ourselves. You know, for some of you guys, the Hero is about your relationship with yourself. Stepping up, being your own hero, your own heroine, really looking out for you and knowing that it's okay, overcoming any aspects of self-doubt that have stopped you from looking after yourself previously. But I also think for some of you, there is the energy of someone around you who is actually, they're either already with you and helping you to heal, or they come into your world, you meet them and they help you to heal. And they do so because it's like just because of who they are, that there's an authenticity and integrity around them, that these are the kind of people that help us to begin to trust in life again. And when we lose trust in others, what tends to happen is we often lose trust in ourselves, because deep down, if we've been in a difficult relationship or something went wrong, we feel like we made a bad decision. Actually, I don't think there is a wrong decision, because we learn along the way. As long as we reflect, as long as we lean into the learning, there's always a gain. So to be honest, guys, some of you, I think you are stepping into that position yourself. You may even be supporting someone else in healing. But I think the emphasis in the reading is very much about you gaining the healing you need. This is this crossing the T's, dotting the I's. Take a leap of faith. Open your heart. Yeah, trust that you can begin again. It's like you've done that bit of work. You've done the looking back. You've done the reflection. Whether it's in a relationship, for some people, this can mean a reuniting with someone, whereby either someone comes back into your life, or if a relationship has gone through a difficult phase, it enters a new phase of new opportunity and new possibility. But one way or the other, relationships, love is shifting, and it's shifting because of the inner work that you guys have been doing. You are letting go of that fear. Guys, that's awesome. Because so many relationships go wrong because we're still tangled in aspects of the past. And this is a time when I think a lot of you have actually been doing the work, and you're coming out the other side of it ready to begin afresh, and the energy is so with you. Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Water. I mean, wow, guys, new beginnings, the moon, out of darkness into light. Openings out of darkness into light, coming from the unconscious into consciousness, coming to yourselves in some way. New love being around you, living through love. Really wonderful energy. So guys, I'm going to draw from the Art of Manifestation cards. Ooh, intention. Intention is a focused thought. Prayer is a focused thought. Worry is also a focused thought. Notice the predominant thoughts that you hold in your mind, because these are actually sending a request into the universe. If necessary, consciously make adjustments to your thinking patterns. Yes, guys, set intentions. Be very mindful of your internal dialogue, your internal thinking patterns. It's time to put down anything that could be sort of almost energetically holding you back, okay? And the energy is with you. That's the carnelian energy, stimulating creativity, promoting positive life choices, bringing the courage that we need during transitions, and helping us to stay on track. Even if we're not sure where we're going, it keeps us in line with our true inner core values. It means our intentions, it's like when our intentions resonate at a level of soul, we know that we won't accept certain things because we've kind of been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. It's time to move beyond. And I think you guys do. This is a fabulous, fabulous energy for you guys in December. Collaborate. Wonderful. This is a time to reach out, come out of retreat, connect with people. And what an amazing time of year to be doing it. Sometimes we are called to develop our self-sufficiency, and this can be a valuable road to travel in the discovery of our unique and individual gifts. It's very true. But this is not the same as trying to do everything yourself all of the time. This is not a time to go it alone. It is a time to unite and work with others. Collaborate, reach out, connect with people. It is true, sometimes I think retreat is a skill of the spiritual warrior. Sometimes we need to know when to pull back, when to be still, when to meditate. But you know, there are also times to be reaching out, to open our heart, to take that risk, to connect with others. And this is the message for you guys at the moment. If we become too self-reliant, it can become incredibly isolated, actually. Lovely card of nurture. That feels really appropriate at a time of moving into, I think, a new phase of some sort. Whenever we sow seeds, however much we yearn to see them grow, we cannot force them to develop any quicker than nature will allow, but we can provide them with the best possible conditions to grow. Whatever you have initiated in your life, this card is here to encourage you. Remember the card of works. Once you know what you want, commit to it. Slow and steady progress, success is assured. Sorry, I've interrupted the card, but nevertheless, whatever you have initiated in your life, this card is here to encourage you. Be patient and nurture your relationship, idea, project with love. That includes your intentions. Make sure that your internal dialogue, notice your internal dialogue, make sure that it is positive, and that any aspects of sort of negativity are, just give yourself permission to put them down. They come from the past and they are no longer relevant to your world in the present time, or indeed in the future that you are building for yourselves. Taurus rising, moon in Taurus, anyone cross-watching, this has a wonderfully rich energy about it. I think success feels like a prominent word. It has the vibrancy of success. Guys, live in possibility. I'm going to wrap this up. I don't think there's anything else to be said here. Have a wonderful December. Look out for the announcements of the winner of the various gifts that I'm going to be giving out, including some free private readings to subscribers. And, I look forward to seeing you for those announcements, and I'll kind of update you on what the gifts are as we travel through to Christmas. Guys, so much love. The Art of Manifestation Astro-Moon Diary 2020. Welcome, guys. So what is this diary about? Basically, I put it together because I couldn't find what I was looking for out there in the world. I could find various other diaries, but nothing gave me all of the components that I actually wanted to literally be carrying around with me. For a long time, I have been fascinated by the way that the incoming energy and planetary influences affects us each individually, particularly in relationship to our ability to be consciously manifesting the things that we desire in the world. Now, anyone that knows me very well will know that not so long ago, my world was not particularly in a great place. I faced some huge challenges, and I really worked very, very hard at understanding how I could turn things around from the inside out. And in many ways, this diary contains a lot of the information that I had to go and search for, sort of collated in a format that I think makes it very accessible and easy to relate to and engage with in terms of your own personal journey. You will find in the diary a breakdown of the steps of manifestation as I have come to understand them and use them in my own life. You will also find information about the different phases of the moon and how to use that energy in terms of your own process of manifestation. You'll find information about the energy of the moon as she travels through the zodiac signs, and also what happens when she's in between signs and her energy isn't being channeled in any particular direction. You'll find information not just about Mercury in retrograde and how that energy affects us, but also Mars and Venus, the warrior planets, in retrograde. In the diary pages, you will find a week to view page with positions of the moon every single day. And of course, also, most importantly for me, as this is something I have been really looking for, next to the week to view, there is a page where you can actually journal and make your own personal notes and reflections. It means that this diary can become a personal record for you in your own growing ability to understand the incoming energy and use it to its absolute fullest. So guys, I am going to be giving away 10 copies of this diary in the first week of December, so please watch this space. That will, obviously, it's a subscriber offer. But guys, thank you so much for being a part of this amazing community. And do look out for the announcement of that, and also look out for the announcements the following week, because I will also be giving away further copies. There is a proper journal that goes with the diary as well, and I'll be giving away copies of those in the second week of December. So much love to you guys, so much love.